Can you? I mean, obviously, you're not a psychiatrist or anything, so you can't just go walking down the street picking at people. Yeah, I know you're a sociopath. I know you're a sociopath. But I hear you can kind of you can see it in other people. You can kind of recognize it. It's like, oh yeah, I can kind of see this person. You might not know 100% with accuracy, but you can kind of tell this person might be a sociopath. Is that true?
I think there are certain tells, one of the tells for me at least is like eye contact. That there is truth to that. Like most people cannot sustain eye contact past a certain level. And so if you want to kind of test where somebody is a psychopath, like kind of like engage them and not a staring contest, not something obvious, but just like maintain that eye contact as you're talking, or a natural eye contact without looking away and see if they look away. And yeah, I think that's a pretty well established one is that psychopaths maintain eye contact more and for longer than regular people do, just as a trend, like maybe some psychopaths are an exception or something. Another one that I look for is like that weak sense of self type stuff, so if they don't really seem to have a strong identity, particularly about things like, let's say, their gender or their sexuality. They seem like really fluid with kind of who they are sexually or gender. Or they don't really care about the nationality or their race or their, they don't really seem to kind of be, caught up in any of these kind of identity markers. They don't have a favorite professional sports team, that they're a diehard fan of. They don't seem to care about even like their intelligence maybe a little bit, or some of these other kind of just like accidents of birth. They're like the Danish philosopher Soren Kierkegaard used this word to describe them. They're like a cipher. I always love that word. They're just like kind of a nothingness. There's like a nothingness about them, like they're just like a gas or a water instead of like something solid. Like they seem to take on the shape of whatever vessel they happen to be contained in that moment. I think that's a pretty good indication.